Key takeaways. Employers withhold CPP, EI, and income tax from employees' pay and remit these amounts to the CRA. Employers also make additional CPP and EI contributions. Self-employed individuals are responsible for both the employee and employer CPP contributions. EI participation is optional for most self-employed individuals. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment with any topics you'd like to see covered in future videos. How to calculate payroll remittances. Now that we've calculated each employee's payroll deductions, let's determine how much the employer must remit to the CRA. Every time an employer pays employees, they must withhold CPP, EI, and income tax from each paycheck. These amounts are collected on behalf of the CRA and must be remitted either monthly or quarterly, depending on the employer's remitter type.
Must be remitted to the CRA by August 15.
But here's something many new employers don't realize. The employer doesn't just remit the amounts withheld from employees' pay. The employer must also make additional CPP and EI contributions. CPP, the employer contributes an amount equal to the employee's CPP contribution. For EI, the employer contributes 1.4 times the employee's EI premium. These employer contributions are additional payroll costs. July payroll summary. During July, Alex paid 2 employees on 2 separate pay dates. From their paychecks, Alex withheld $681.96 in CPP contributions, $195.60 in EI premiums, and $2,051.72 in income tax. In addition to these employee payroll deductions, Alex must also contribute $681.96 in CPP and $273.84 in EI. Notice that the employer's CPP contribution is equal to the total CPP withheld from employees, while the employer's EI contribution is 1.4 times the total EI withheld. Total payroll remittance. Now let's add everything together. The total payroll remittance includes $681.96 in employee CPP contributions, $195.60 in employee EI premiums, $2,051.72 in employee income tax withholdings, $681.96 in employer CPP contributions, and $273.84 in employer EI contributions. This brings the total payroll remittance to the CRA to $3,885.08, which is the amount Alex must remit for July. What if James is self-employed? Now let's see how CPP works for someone who is self-employed. Unlike an employee, a self-employed individual does not have an employer to make matching CPP contributions. As a result, the self-employed individual is responsible for paying both the employee and employer CPP contributions. Let's use James as an example. Since James contributes $110.99 every 2 weeks, his annual CPP contribution is calculated by multiplying $110.99 by 26 pay periods, which equals $2,885.74. If James is self-employed, he is responsible for both the employee and employer CPP contributions. Therefore, his total annual CPP contribution would be $2,885.74 multiplied by 2, resulting in a total contribution of $5,771.48. For employees, CPP contributions are deducted from every paycheck by their employer. In contrast, self-employed individuals generally pay their CPP contributions once a year when they file their personal tax return. What about EI? EI works differently. Self-employed individuals are not required to participate in the EI program. However, they have the option to voluntarily participate in the EI Special Benefits Program, which provides access to benefits such as parental, sickness, and caregiving benefits. If they choose not to participate, no EI premiums are required.